Okay guys, this is going to be a little different. So my original recording ended up not recording my voice. So this is going to be yet another one of my really crappily made voiceovers. So yeah, sorry about that. In any case, this time around I would call this our resistance crew. At the time of recording, I did not realize if I was going to be keeping these 4 monsters that I mentioned in the YouTube description here, but I ended up doing so no worries. If my next recording, which is probably going to be when we fight the Magmen, is a little confused, well, that's why it might sound like that, so just a heads up. Anyway, I had to level up my hero alongside us this time because to get the final member of our party, he has to be level 35 to recruit him. So I figured, you know what, let's level him up alongside us. He's just not allowed to participate in the boss fights. I don't really see that as a big deal anyway. It's better than having to just kill him off and then only grind him up a bunch when I need him to be higher level, you know? Anyway, here's our equipment. As you can see, I got the Greenham whip. I'm going to pause it. There we go. I have the Greenham whip. I went into the casino to get as much tokens as I can to get it because he needs it. Eyedleby, our cross-eye here, is soloing the Dowager, and it's possible for him to do it, but it's still very difficult. He maxes out at level 20. He's also going to be our main healer. It's going to be a little tricky with him, but you also want to bring it alongside you in Elfin Elixir to just in case he runs out of MP. And yeah, this is where I'm pointing out, yeah, I have equipment on the hero, because again, I use him for random battles. And also for travel when eventually he'll get zoom and such, but that's it. But yeah, in any case though, it's going to be a little bit different. It's also my first time soloing the Dowager. Now, it's not that she's very difficult or anything, but she is tricky with Eyedleby. Because Eyedleby has quite a few different powers and whatnot. Also, I was healing him up because I realized, oh crap, I forgot to heal him. In any case, Eyedleby isn't really a main attacker or anything, but he has to be because he's by himself. He has abilities too that can help him fight even better too, but the thing is, again, he's supposed to be our main healer. In any case though, a lot of this is going to have us short on party members as we fight through the rest of this game. Alright, anyway, we're getting started, so let's fight. For boss time, Faux Dowager. Okay, now for this I just let the monsters do whatever, and Eyedleby's literally just going to be attacking and healing, for the most part anyway. Monsters just kind of constantly use items until he dies, or defends, whatever. Now, the trick here is you want to have Eyedleby kill any summons immediately, because if they start ganging up on him, he's not going to be able to out-heal and he'll just die. Especially the Bag of Laughs. The Bag of Laughs are so dangerous. Good thing is with the Greenham Whip and the levels he's at, he can one-shot just about all the... Yeah, he can one-shot all the summons that are, well, summoned. Now, you want to make sure you keep your HP above 90 or so, because if Faux Dowager decides to take a deep breath and use muster strength on herself, she can do between 80 to 90 damage. You don't want to die. You don't need to be a one-shot. So that's why every time I went below about 90 damage, 90 hit points is when I would heal. Which could make you run out of MP, so you, again, gotta be a little careful. The good thing about Cross-Eye friend here is that he actually has some pretty good resistances. In fact, our whole group does. So, like, even the Fire Breath, he has at least, like, a little bit. I think it's like 20% resistance to Fire Breath, so it's something. Now, you could also Dazzle Flash, but I didn't find it really necessary to do here. Because, you know, for the most part, you were just like, it's okay. If you waste the turn on that, there's times where she'll just still hit anyway. Dazzle's not that strong in Dragon Quest V, so yeah, don't bother. Now, another thing is, you could also have him muster strength, but as it is, Eyedleby might need to heal at any time, and it would interrupt the muster strength. You're better off just getting as much damage out as possible. Muster strength does do more damage, though, overall in the end. Yeah. And, yeah, for the most part, that's the general strategy. Just gotta make sure you keep going, and take care. Yeah, ouch. And make sure you're still stay healthy. Now, a fun moment is gonna be happening soon here. But yeah, I was mentioning how these add-ons, these summons that come in, can be really, really painful. Well, you're about to see how painful they'll be. I'm basically spoiling the video ahead of time, then I'm sorry. But you'll see it in the chapter system anyway. But yeah, so we kill it, and this bag of laughs first off fizzles Eyedleby, and we just missed twice. Then he confuses us, and then we're just stuck here. I'm just getting confused. It's like, what the hell is wrong with you, game? I didn't have anything to help out with this either, so it's just like, crap, I'm confused. Alright, I'll just keep attacking. That seems to be a problem, but no, it's just going on. I ended up fast-forwarding it a bit, too, because it's just getting ridiculous. And, you know, now the heal slime joins in on the fun, and it's just like, oh god, no. Yeah, you're gonna see me fail pretty badly. It's just like, what the hell is wrong? But this is the pure example of why you do not want to deal with these summons. And I kept missing too, even after I was not confused. It's just so ridiculous. Yeah, you don't want to be dealing with that as you're doing this, that's for sure. But anyway, that's it though for this fight. You're gonna have the normal live recording and for the Magmen fight. So I'll see you there, guys. Bye-bye. Okay guys, we're back here at our next boss fight with this challenge run at Mount Magedon. We only have 2 people, which we've done in the past, but it's just going to be Eyedleby and Poppet. Now this is the first showing of Poppet, but in any case, first up, here's our Cross-Eye with the gear that they currently have. Pretty good strength. They're going to be maxing out soon, however, so they're not going to be as good later, but for now, they're still damn good. They got one of the best attacks here, but, you know, Poppet's not that bad either. Poppet's actually a weird type of fighter. Got some decent defensives, too. It's just odd. They got an equipment setup similar to... You know, I'm not sure which ones come directly to mind, because they don't have, like, access to the Metal King sword as far as I'm aware, so otherwise I'd have them equipped to it. But they have access to other pretty decent weapons, so they have the Serpent Sword at the moment. They only have Weirder Dance and Bounce at the moment, but they get an okay attack spell much later, Kaswoosh. Hopefully we'll be able to use it. I think it's much later. But in any case though, yeah, Poppet here is going to be joining us, and it's going to be these two for, unfortunately, quite a bit, because our, at least, if my intended party goes through here, I'm actually going to say what my intended party is. And we're going to find out if it actually becomes that much later. The intended party is going to be Cross-Eye, Magic Marionette, Hades Helm, which we can only get in the 3rd generation, and the final one was supposed to be Great Dragon. However, Great Dragon you could only get once you get into the Dark World, so I'd have to, you know, just barely make it by with just the... Well, these two for Generation 2, and Hades Helm for most of Generation 3. Because you can't get the Hades Helm until you get access to Diggory Pokery, I think is the earliest. So, and I don't remember the order for that, but I think it's just after Lofty Heights, I'm not sure. Or Lofty Ways, whatever the loft place that is where you get the magic carpet and such. Anyway, I just showed you the items. We got a bunch of medical herbs and an elfin elixir on Eyedleby, with don't worry about the stuff from anti-magic. And Poppet here's got a Yigleaf and Metal Senile herbs. They both got a Yigleaf for just in case. You shouldn't need it though. This is actually not too bad, especially because the crew I proposed just now, they actually have some pretty damn good resistances on them. So, we should actually be pretty okay. Anyway, it's time for boss time. Alright, so we got the Magmen here. The worst is usually their breath, but luckily, Poppet has some pretty damn good resistances to fire breath, and Eyedleby has okay resistance to it, but it has more HP to compensate. Now, what you can do is Sweet Breath, Dazzle Flash to mess them up, to slow them down, but honestly, it's not necessary. You could just attack it through it. I'm even going to Dazzle Flash once, and then I'm just going to attack for the most part. Dazzled condition, yeah, see 34-16. Dazzled condition doesn't do as much as it used to in the past. So, all right, we're okay. They do the maximum damage that they could do to Eyedleby is 30, so 30, 60, 90. You can attack. You want Eyedleby to attack because they can do multi-damage there. All right, Eyedleby's going to be mid-healing. Magmen's just going to only attack. There's bounce doesn't do anything in this case. Okay, yeah, the misses are helping. Yeah, Poppet's more vulnerable to the regular damage than anything. I'm going to go try one Sweet Breath. Okay, 2 of them put to sleep. Not bad. You know what? Why don't you muster strength? Yeah, one woke up. Go ahead and just attack now. That's what I'm talking about. Alright, they could see again. You know, muster strength actually would be probably better in the long run, but Eyedleby sometimes has to heal, and muster strength doesn't transfer to that. Also, if you hear a little bit of noises in the background, my dogs are here. We could just attack. Once you know the damage thresholds, you're usually just fine. But yeah, Poppet does decent damage, and once we get access to some better equipment, we'll be fine. But anyway, yeah, that's the Magmen. Not too bad for our, I guess, our furry brown and, we have furry brown and our striped brown and blue creepy-ass mannequin here. I'm trying to think of a theme other than, you know, being tan or brown colored, because there's some bad connotations there. In any case, that's it for the Magmen. I think the next fight's going to be at the Rite of Passage, I think. If not, I don't know. I can't think at the moment, but I'll see you there. Okay, guys, we're here at the Rite of Passage, and things get a little more difficult here. Well, first things first. We have our levels here. Eyedleby is at their max level, and I had to throw a bunch of stat seeds on them just to get them okay, at least, because it's a little dangerous to... It's a little dangerous to keep our main healer's HP at the base amount, which was around 200. So I gave all my life seeds and resistance seeds to Eyedleby so that he can survive a little bit longer. You can see his equipment over in the upper left, but yeah, this can be tricky because the Rite of Passage main boss, Robin Hood, can critical hit and it just means death. Eyedleby has a very small chance to survive it, but unfortunately Poppet does not have any chance at all. Poppet does not have enough HP. The good thing is, though, it's not like Poppet's going to be like this forever. We could level grind a little bit more, but I've been able to do this at these levels, so I want to try it at these levels. You might see one loss here, who knows. In any case, Eyedleby's got an Elfin Elixir and a couple Yig Leaves in case someone goes down. And as for Poppet upgraded with the Dream Blade, which is not really as helpful in this fight as it would be for the random battles that he has. That part, it helps out a lot because I could just randomly put people to sleep. Anyway, they have the Dream Blade, some medicinal herbs, and then the Yig Leafers, which is the only thing that's actually important. The rest of the stuff is just for crowd control when we're fighting enemies, random enemies and all that. But yeah, also, Poppet has the spiked armor, because right now that's the best defense I can get them. Which, it also can help out in this fight a little bit. Not as much as you'd like, though. It doesn't do nearly as much damage. It'd be great if it was 50%, but it's more like, I don't know, 10, 13, 15%, 15%, something like weird number. But in any case, yeah, this is the order you want it in, because if he crits, someone's gonna probably die. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I'll meet you at the fight. Okay, and here we are. First things first, we want to Dazzle Flash to make Robin Hood and Hippoblocamus hopefully miss. Alright, that's okay. We're gonna ignore Hippoblocamus. The main thing is you want to take out Robin Hood. I would muster strength to do extra damage with Eyedleby, but Eyedleby is the healer, so it doesn't really work out well. Now, Eyedleby did get hit, but he could last another round. You want Eyedleby to do most of the damage where they can. Alright, now Poppet can't take a hit, so we're going to go ahead and heal. Well, Poppet's just going to keep attacking. That's okay, that way you can go ahead and full heal, you can attack. Yeah, Dazzle only helps just a little bit. Why don't you go ahead and mid-heal. Robin Hood can see again, so we want to Dazzle Flash. Very good. Unfortunately, it doesn't help much, but it's something. Okay, now you can help attack. It sucks when your healer's your best attacker. We're gonna let Eyedleby go ahead and just keep attacking. My test runs had me die multiple times, but survive the fight in the end. Yeah, go ahead and mid-heal anyway. Now, Poppet possibly could survive another hit, but it can get a little dicey. Alright, you're mid-healing now. We want to keep attacking. You could fizzle him, but I'm worried that that would just encourage him to critical hit, and I'd rather him not. Alright, he mid-healed. They both could see again. You're gonna go ahead and Dazzle Flash still. Of course. Go ahead and mid-heal Poppet. Yeah, we're probably falling behind a little bit on the damage over his mid-heal. Okay, that's fine. Luckily, when he attacks Poppet, it's like he's getting attacked for free, so that's okay. We could do this. It's surprising how tough this fight could actually be when you only have 2 versus 2 here. Alright. We're gonna full heal. Oh, that's a juicy crit right there. Poppet, thank you. But yeah, if someone died, I would have just had someone revive the other. Generally, you won't get too unlucky. And now Hippoblocamus is very easy. And there you go. But that was a little more challenging than I would have liked, and that's definitely not a good thing to be. Well, it's kind of foreboding. Let's put it that way. I don't know how they're going to be when it comes to the Generation 3 fights. But they still have to get through Generation 2, so I guess I'll meet you in the... I think was it Talon Towers? Where we have to fight those pawns and Kon the Knight. I'll meet you there. Okay guys, we're here at Nightmare Towers, and we're going to be fighting the pawns. As usual, the pawns aren't going to be too big of a deal, but I still show them out of habit at this point. I'm not even going to show off what our setup, because they're just not important. I'll show the setup for before Kon, but I did level up a bit, so not by much, but just a little bit. Anyway, for this fight, it's literally just going to be attack, and Poppet here has the Dream Blade, so you want him to just attack as often as possible to possibly put him to sleep. And as for Eyedleby, Eyedleby's going to go ahead and muster strength because that gives him the best damage output possible. Ooh, and put to sleep right away. Okay, we're good. Yeah, he's gonna get woken up sometimes, but that's okay. Technically, you could also spam Sweet Breath with Eyedleby, but it's not worth it when you have the Dream Blade on Poppet. Also, you may notice Poppet's in the first slot, ahead of Eyedleby. That's because I'd rather keep our medic safer and put him in the back now. Even though Poppet right now really doesn't have the HP for this. Oh yeah, and Kasap's probably the only thing that's kind of bad here that you might have to worry about, because now his attack is actually pretty dangerous, but, well, as you can see, it really didn't matter. So, that was Pawn 1. I'll meet you in the next one then. And here we are outside of Pawn 2 for boss time, sort of. Mini-boss, I guess. The Chimera Pawn time. Now the Chimera, it can be a little tricky, but the good thing is Eyedleby and Poppet, they have really good resistances. So we're gonna trying to keep the same strategy here, except we might actually need to heal. And also, I'm pretty sure that the Chimera is immune to snooze, or if not, pretty resistant. But yeah, Poppet for now is not going to be too much, but I think at later levels he's decent, especially when he has better equipment. Now, what you could also do if you really want to is use the bounce spell on Eyedleby so that anytime it uses spells, it'll reflect, and Eyedleby could still heal Poppet. But I don't know, I don't really find it super necessary, but it's just like, well, it's there. Because he can heal himself through bounce, he just can't heal other people that would have the bounce spell on. Alright, Poppet's going to need a healing after this. I'm going to risk it. Go ahead and go for the attack. The problem is, both of them are slow. You're fine. Oh, that could have been not fine. Yeah, I kind of played a little hot and loose there. I probably should have defended as Poppet, but whatever. I was just looking at the damage numbers. Also, the mid-heal is kind of the reason why you really want that muster strength, because it'll basically cut through a mid-heal and more. Yeah, that was like 150 healed. Ooh, that's not that good. Here, I'm going to have you go ahead and bounce you again. You muster strength again. Eyedleby with the whip is really good, though. The Greenham whip, at this point. That way he can actually be a decent attacker. The only problem is, though, with him being the best attacker, it makes healing a little more annoying. Especially because you have to set it up with muster strength. At least if you want to get the a good amount of damage in. Okay, there we go. Yeah, also Poppet has spiked armor, so physical damage gets reflected. Anyway, I'll meet you at Kon, and we'll actually talk about setup there. Okay, here we are at Kon the Knight. He's got a bit of a similar strategy as with the Chimera, but for the most part, he shouldn't be too much of an issue. We do have to deal with getting our hero revived, but that's okay. Anyway, now we can actually go into our setup here. So, Poppet here, as you can see, stat-wise, is kind of being well-rounded, but it has a pretty good equipment pool. And in fact, they can probably equip some of the alternate best swords in the game. They can't use the Metal King sword, but they can use the Falcon sword, which I'm going to experiment with, but if I remember right, it's not that great. Their best weapon is the Hell Saber, which we probably won't be getting until near Nadiria times, so... And anyway, with Crosseye is max level. I put some seeds on them, so they have a little bit more HP and MP than they normally would. I think he gets, on average, like 50-something, 52. So I raised it up a little bit. Elfin elixirs are going to be required much later, that's what I'm noticing. But yeah, he's got pretty good stats now. They're just going to totally fall off later, so the good thing is he has a lot of resistances at least. And one other thing, since I actually have to level monsters up, I have to get them up to level 35 if I keep following the current party that I mentioned to you guys earlier in either another video or another clip, I'm not sure. Yeah, I have to get him up to level 35 for the last one, and he get to 29 for 3rd generation, so we'll probably have to level him up one more before we get the 3rd recruit. But yeah, since I've been leveling up, that was a whole tangent. Well, I got more spells of his access, and so we have access to Kerplunk. So, when I really need to, I'm just going to spam Kerplunk and whenever I need him dead. So this is going to be kind of useful, and it also is good in case people have to take damage when I need to wait for him to die or something, you know? It kind of works out that way. So it's a one-time heal for all of them, and as long as I use it right away, I don't think it's anything wrong with that. Alright, as for items, yeah, Poppet has a medicinal herb for shits and giggles, really. The main thing is 1 yig leaf, 1 elfin elixir for oh shit oh emergencies. And as for Eyedleby, same thing, bunch of yig leaves, and also has the Zenithian shield if I want to use bounce on myself, but generally, right now, we don't really want to do that. We'll let Poppet cast bounce on Eyedleby. Anyway, let's get started. Deborah is gonna make this little fun comment, and... Oh, she took one of our Yigleys and revived him. You know, I'm actually curious. We're gonna find out something together here. Right after this, we're going to use Kerplunk and see if that will trigger the next part of the dialogue or part of the battle here, because the first part of the battle is essentially scripted, in a sense. We have to wait until Monsters gets to half health, and then the script forwards to Deborah debuffing him, and then we can actually, you know, defeat him. Because right now he has an impossible amount, a very high amount of defense, immune to basically everything. Yeah, he's 511 defense, 220 attack, 255 MP, heals 100 HP per round. You're not gonna be able to do anything. So let's see what happens when we just Kerplunk in the first thing, and you two defend because there's no point in attacking right now. All right, you frizzle, and then it does forward things. Will I get my MP back, though? That's the question. I do! I get everything back, but only for monsters. Well, we'll just Kerplunk again. Alright, you're going to... Actually, no, you're not going to attack. You're going to cast Bounce on Eyedleby. Eyedleby's going to Muster Strength. Also, yeah, Monsters leaves us whole before he dies, which I'm okay with. You don't have anything you want to do because you want to keep yourself unbounced. That sounds weird to say. But yeah, you get a little extra damage that way. Go ahead and heal yourself, because Eyedleby is the better attacker right now. Oh, okay, you're going to defend, let him attack, and then you're going to heal. But yeah, we are highly resistant to these spells anyway. Yeah, go ahead and defend and let him full heal you so you don't die. Because I don't know how reliably faster we are than Kon. You don't want to muster strength, you just go ahead and attack this time. That's okay. But as you notice, I did about 70 damage that way and like 175 when I muster strength first. Alright, I was expecting bounce to go down, but okay, muster strength. Okay, bounce is down now. Also, yeah, we can bounce back his physical attack with Pop It, so that's kind of cool. Alright, bounce on Eyedleby and you attack. 180, yeah, that is amazing. Alright, you're gonna attack and you go ahead and full heal Pop It. Well, here's the thing, like, our two buddies here have a early level, max level cap, so Eyedleby's at max at 20, Pop-It's gonna max, I think, at 30. So yeah, things are gonna be a little weird with stat-wise, and hopefully I won't need to grind for seeds like I did for the Conks and Pips. I'm really hoping not, anyway. Alright, you just keep attacking. Why don't you give yourself a full heal again, Eyedleby? Well, not again, but another one. Alright, bounce is off. Put bounce on you. You can muster strength again. Oh god, that hurt you. But we got him to kill himself. That's perfect. Alright. Well, that was a fun way to kill him, at least. I guess Eyedleby should be ahead anyway for this part of the game, but I don't know. I get worried that he gets focused down on, so maybe for boss battles, you probably should keep him in front, but for wild battles, keep him in back so he doesn't get ganged up on. If Pop-It dies, it's oh well, waste a Yiggly. If Eyedleby dies, well, it's still waste a Yiggly, but if it's in battle and Pop-It's starting to already low on HP, it's a little disastrous, so, you know. Anyway, I will meet you guys over in Gen 3. I don't know what boss fight we're going to do after that, actually, so, well, it'll be a surprise for me, and you guys will see.